I don't have ads. Yeah, I do.
Jesus.
Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores.
Joe, are you ready?
Yeah.
Rolling.
Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1290, April 18th, 2024. 89 degrees on this day in 1985. I told you there were a string of records that year. 21 degrees on this day in 1953. And on this day,
Joe, today is April 18th.
in 2013, 6.5 inches of snow.
Huh.
So we don't have that to look forward to. Swimming season will be starting any day now, any week now, not any month, any week now. Get a hold of Aquaside. They've been maintaining Great Lake shores for more than 60 years, getting rid of weeds and algae with a complete line of lake and pond control products that'll take care of everything from weeds to algae. The products are easy to use. They work quickly. They're registered with the authorities. They're safe. Don't let weeds overtake your pond or lakefront this summer. Call Aquaside. They'll identify the problem and get you the right products. Speaking of which, Mark writes, I better get this. It's an important email. Mr. Maher, as the keeper of common sense, I need a ruling. I bought an excess amount of Aquaside duckweed products last summer. Is there a shelf life, and can I use it? Thanks for the help. Loyal listener, Francis of Roseville. Francis, what I would do is call Aquaside at 1-800-328-9350 and ask them that question. Or go to aquaside.com, and it's courtesy of Aquaside.
Yes, sir.
That we have our ice outs.
Is it another big one like yesterday?
Pretty good. Minnetonka went out on this day in 1855, 1897, 1898, 1917, 1928, 1933, and 1997. White Bear Lake went out on this day in 1933, like Minnetonka, 1997, like Minnetonka, and last year, White Bear had ice out on this day in 2023.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Students have walked out of a school in Nebo?
Payson, Utah.
Payson, Utah.
Right? Is it Payson?
They're protesting furries.
That's just south of Provo on I-15.
I just drove right through there.
According to WebMD, a furry is someone who has an interest in animals with human qualities, and they dress up like animals. And the school apparently has some furries. Students who walked out expressed their grievances, even calling for the expulsion and banning of furries. Boy, things have changed, haven't they? And
we've come a long way.
This is the story we've been waiting for, though.
Several children can be seen holding signs reading, "Compelled speech is not free speech." Another was holding a sign that said, "I will not comply." And another sign said, "We just want to learn." This is a ray of hope for these kids who are protesting. The student said there are... Thank you.
You're welcome.
The student said there are attacks from the furries every day. So the animals are attacking, the kids dressed up as animals are attacking the other kids. But they're unsure of how many furries actually are at the school. It could be from 5 to 100. That's not a very accurate
Well, they're feral,
guess.
so I guess they're kind of all over the places.
The school's furry population is accused of biting, scratching, spraying air freshener on, barking, and chasing other students.
Okay.
Okay, I have to admit, I might have tried this when I was in high school.
Yeah, but
now
you
that
weren't
you've read
dressed up like a cat.
Yeah, but I would have now that I know about all this, the
Think of what
barking and
yeah.
the going pee and all of that. Yeah.
Think of what you could have got away with back then, Ken.
Got to take your hat off there, kid.
Yeah. I'm going to, as soon as the story is done. Yep.
I'm going to leave.
Woof.
I can't do a story with people wearing hats indoors.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll get right to it. Let's finish the story first, though.
A lot of information has been put out there that's incorrect and inaccurate. Nebo School District's Public Information Officer Seth Sorensen told ABC4. While students said there have been harassments of students, he said most of the claims are false. The students are not dressing up as dogs and cats. Why are they making this up then?
Coyotes and raccoon, wild animals, right?
Students are wearing headbands that look like animals, apparently. I don't want to do this.
So I know you do because of this
You
audio clip
absolutely
alone.
do.
I have a 45-second clip from ABC4
Let's hear it.
in what I would assume is a Salt Lake City television station. And I need to prepare you for the audio.
Uh-oh.
Because the audio, you get your standard, just imagine your standard side by side, right? The reporter's there with the microphone and on a glorious day in Utah. And then they pan to go to the interviewee, which is the young person dressed up in character garb, right? So they got that. I believe this would be a Labrador mix furry. And the audio's like this because they got the mask on.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like trying to talk to Mickey Mouse.
Exactly. With the headgear on. Take it away, ABC4.
Thank you.
This is Strudel, a member of the furry fandom. Though they've been a furry for over a decade, they have their own opinions.
It's crazy that it's escalated to this point where these kids are being so distracting to their peers that their peers want to stage a walkout, or to have, the next generation kind of muddy our name and not represent it very well. It is kind of disappointing.
Strudel believes there should be some limits.
Continue doing things you like, continue dressing up, continue making art, but maybe let's keep it outside of school hours.
As for the school, Sorensen says they have one.
Stop it. Is Strudel a furry?
That's where I was going. Strudel is a furry who opposes doing this in the
She
school.
wants to. Strudel will do the furry stuff outside of school.
Keep it outside
Well,
the
good
school.
good for Strudel.
So this is why Strudel's voice, I think, really needed to be heard.
Strudel is a wonderful kid.
Yeah.
Maybe let's keep it outside of school hours.
As for the school, Sorensen says they have one main goal.
We want every student to feel safe when they come to school, and we want students to get along. In fact, we want adults to get along.
Okay, so the district says they've worked with some students whose dress and appearance they say might be disruptive to the school environment.
See, the country. I don't see how this country can survive.
I want to take it. I would take it further, and I would like to wear like a Richard Nixon mask.
Sure.
Or a Billy Carter mask. Or, why not go as your favorite?
And I don't want either Garage Logic or Hubbard Broadcasting to be the point of any type of litigation. Strudel does identify as they, them, so I do not want to misgender Strudel.
Was there any
Strudel.
talk about litter boxes? Because we had that story well over a couple of years ago now that I really wanted it to be true, but it proved not to be.
Didn't Jensen run on that campaign, basically?
Are some of the kids on leashes at this school?
Probably.
I would think that's probably part of the bit, if you're...
You know what? Seriously, the country is over when you have kids in Utah in the middle of nowhere.
Here's
They're going
what
to
you
school
do.
dressed up like animals.
You dress up as a skunk, and then you smell like weed. Skunky weed.
Oh, you
Beautiful.
are a genius.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You puff up out in the parking lot, come in stinking of weed. I'm a skunk.
I'm ready
Dude,
for biology.
Skunk.
We're not a serious country, are we, Joe?
No.
No, this is
No,
ridiculous.
A guy asked me the other day, he said, are you going to write about that St. Paul City Council member who has 120 parking tickets or whatever and didn't live where she said she lived and got elected to the least diverse city? I said, no, I don't care. I you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I can't figure this out. I'm done.
But
I don't know what happened.
From what you just said, that's the line that Royce always gives. God provides. That just fell right into your lap. You have to write about that.
But wait a minute. Speaking of him, didn't Royce stumble upon a furry convention?
Yes, he
covering
did.
a ball game or
He
something?
did. He did. He was
What's
very,
going on here?
very disturbed by it. Too.
Everyone's in costume.
He'd call them all bosoms. What are these bosoms doing?
Down in Lexington, North Carolina, we have a 16-year-old student at Central Davidson High School who was suspended for 3 days for using the term illegal alien during a vocabulary assignment. Leah McGee's son has a teacher who assigned vocabulary words during last Tuesday, including the word alien. McGee said her son made an effort to understand the assignment and responded to his teacher asking, like, space aliens or illegal aliens without green cards. According to an email describing the incident sent to local officials and shared with Carolina Journal, a young man in class took offense to his question and reportedly threatened to fight him, prompting the teacher to call in the assistant principal. Ultimately, his words were deemed by administrative staff to be offensive and disrespectful to classmates who are Hispanic. So who's in trouble, the teacher or the kid? No, the kid got suspended.
The kid, yeah.
Not the kid that threatened to beat him up?
No.
The threat of violence?
You know what he got suspended for? Asking the question. He never did write a sentence that used illegal alien.
So there are stupid questions.
He said, I wasn't speaking of Hispanics because everyone from other countries needs green cards, and the term illegal alien is an actual term I can hear in the news. In addition to the 3-day suspension, his record could be damaged as he aims to secure an athletic scholarship. He's actively involved in school clubs, track, and cross country.
Well, we got to get rid of that kind of a menace. What a joke. It's going to find.
Well, it's on dictionary.com.
I saw a video last night of Al Green playing with Chicago.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
God, was that good.
Question for-
Dictionary.com refers to illegal alien as a noun often disparaging and offensive. A foreigner who has entered or resides in a country unlawfully or without the country's authorization.
I have a question for you from the town council.
Did you
member.
ever get hold of Becca?
I got her number from our guy downstairs.
Did you call it yet?
When I received it while we were doing the show.
I see.
Brian, town council member, has a question for you regarding the furries.
Sure.
I wonder if all the furries get along, or do they fight like cats and dogs?
See, I wouldn't have told me that I had that message. You know,
If you were a furry, what would you identify as?
elephant.
A honey badger? Oh, an elephant.
I love elephants.
A pelican.
No, I'm going elephant.
Or that would be your radio name.
My
What
radio
part
is
of you-
pelican.
That's right.
I don't see the part that would be the trunk working
Well,
out.
the whole
so
point,
much for
Kenny,
you.
is as a furry, you'd have to create a costume. See,
But I love the
Oh.
fact that that television station found an outspoken furry against the furries being in the public school.
which I think is fantastic.
That is really good
So
investigation.
you would have to have an artificial trunk then.
Yes, I would.
Joe, did you see the elephant that escaped in Butte, Montana?
I did.
Yeah, that was an interesting picture of him wandering down the street.
Followed by the besieged handler,
Yes.
the despondent handler who kept saying, "Come on, Mick, come on,
Here, boy.
come on."
Did we have to put the
Did
guy
he do
down?
any damage? Was he on a rampage?
No, he was just walking.
Just
Just
fine.
voodoo.
Elephants are cool, man. They're not going to wreck stuff. Elephants are very,
Oh,
very cool.
well, I just realized you were the one that was riding the elephant when a teacher who had remarked to you
Right.
years earlier said, "You'll never amount to anything."
That is
And then
correct. That's a true story.
Next time she saw you, you were
I went on an elephant
I was on it.
with hair down about here and very gaunt looking, and she thought, well, he's a drug addict and he's riding an elephant.
Yep. I
Just
told him.
about what I expected.
That's what I figured. Do you know that our president's now claiming he had an uncle that was eaten by cannibals?
Oh,
Huh?
boy.
Well, his uncle vanished in New Guinea when his plane crashed in World War II. I don't even know if that part's true. Biden was talking to
Doesn't matter.
steel workers in Pittsburgh that after D-Day, his mom's 4 brothers volunteered to join the military. One of those uncles, he said, was Ambrose Finnegan, who went by the nickname Bosie. Oh, I'd love to hear him tell this story. And you
And
said
my uncle, they called him Ambrose, they called him Bosie. My Uncle Bosie was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea. And then
Apparently, he told this story a second time at the little town hall, in which the audio was much clearer. The first time he told the story, he was standing outside of Air Force One, and the jet engines were very loud behind him.
well, it could be true.
Who's to say?
Uncle Bosie, he met his fate with the
cannibals.
The cannibals, and that's a first for a president to be telling that type of tale, isn't it? That's I've never heard that before. He said they never recovered his body, but the government went back when I went down there. I don't know what that means. And they checked and found some parts of the plane. Did Joe go there?
Must have wanted to maybe.
Well, do you have the rest of the story?
That's the only clip that I could find.
From what
the
I'm reading,
Defense Department has a different record.
Oh,
of what happened to
exactly.
Uncle Bosie.
Oh.
It said on May 14th, 1944, an airplane carrying a crew of 3 and 1 passenger, identified as Finnegan, left Momote Airfield on Los Negros Island for a courier flight to New Guinea. For unknown reasons, the plane was forced to ditch in the ocean off the north coast of New Guinea. Both engines failed at low altitude, and the aircraft's nose hit the water hard. The report said 3 men failed to emerge from the sinking wreck and were lost, while 1 crew member survived and was rescued by a barge. Finnegan has not been associated with any of the remains recovered from the area after the war and is still not accounted for. All right.
What ocean is that in? It's not in the Indian Ocean, is it? Because
That'd be,
there is
South Pacific, isn't it?
there is a cannibal island in the Indian Ocean.
Well, this
That
is South
people are
Pacific.
banned?
New Guinea
Okay,
is
people are-
over there.
Okay.
Ooh.
You're banned. All people are banned from going to this island because you will be killed and ate.
Even
It's
in
called
this
North
modern day and
Sentinel.
age.
Yeah, it's Sentinel Island. Yep.
For those of you listening over there, Joe pointed behind his left shoulder.
Yeah.
So, well, let me gather my
we go.
bearings. It'd be about this way.
That way?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's up by me. Now you're pointing to Douglas County.
No. Well, let's not go through that again. Well, you'd head towards Hawaii and keep going.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, if
All
you
right.
stop and get gas in Hawaii,
You got
then you just keep going.
pick up the pace again.